Before you build a single visual in Power BI, there's one step you must take: import data. With over 200 data sources available, Power BI gives you endless possibilities. But today, we are focusing on two most common and beginner friendly sources: Excel and CSV. I have sourced real world data sets from Kaggle.com. However, I have modified the original files by trimming out certain rows and columns to remove errors from the dataset. Let's start by exporting data from an Excel file. You can load data from Excel in three ways. The first way is to click on this big button in the center. This will launch a file open dialog box. Or you can click on the Excel workbook button in the ribbon. This will also launch the same file open dialog box. Or you can click on the get data button. This will launch a dialog box where you can view or search for all the data sources that are supported by Power BI. You can find the data source by either browsing by category or searching for it using the search box. You'll notice the Excel workbook option right on top. Therefore, we can just select and click on the connect button. This will also launch the same file open dialog box. Browse to the location where you have saved the file and select it. Click on the open button. Power BI will launch the navigator dialog box. You'll see the file name here next to the folder icon, and then under it you'll see a worksheet icon with the name Bike Buyers. If you select the checkbox next to the name, then you'll see some data. Let's also open the Excel file to see what it contains. One quick look at the file and we notice three similarities. First, the header in the Excel file is the same as the header in Power BI. Second, the data in the first few lines is also similar. Third, the name Bike Buyers in Power BI is the same as the worksheet name. If you scroll through the data in Power BI, you'll see only a few rows, whereas in the Excel file you'll see 1026 rows. This does not mean that Power BI could not load the data correctly. This is only a preview and Power BI only shows a few rows here. To load the data, you'll need to click on the load button. Once Power BI finishes loading the data, you don't see a significant visual change. But if you look carefully, you will see a table with the name Bike Buyers under Data. We'll now go to the table view and click on Bike Buyers. And we can see the data. If you look at the status bar below, you'll see that Power BI has loaded all 1026 rows. If you want to rename the table, then you can right click on the table and click on rename. Let's rename it as Bike Buyers with a space. This is the interesting thing about Power BI, that it accepts spaces in the names we define. This increases the readability of data significantly. Now that we've loaded the Excel file, we will follow similar steps for loading the CSV file. Click on Get Data. Select the text CSV option. Select the file. As you can see, the preview is only displaying the data for the first 200 rows. We can also click on Transform Data and open the Power Query editor to edit the data. However, we will discuss that in another video. All looks okay for now, and let's press the load button. We can see the data in the table view. If you want, you can rename the table. However, we can let it be for now. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you'd like to learn more about Power BI and Excel, consider subscribing our channel Analytics Success. Thanks for watching.